It's one of the most bike-friendly cities in the world. So why is it falling out of love with pedal power? On this week's programme, we head to Denmark to find out why there's been a backlash against the bike.
There's a lot of Copenhageners that actually need their car.
We're in Zambia to take a walk on the wild side.
We are actually a safe distance. They will not feel threatened at all.
And
the website that keeps the kids entertained on holiday, and the foodie apps that'll fill your belly and book you the hottest tables in town. That's online check-in later in the programme.
I'm Fiona Foster. Welcome to Fast Track. 30 minutes of travel news, ideas and inspiration, this week coming to you from London's Heathrow Airport. Now, if you're a fan of cycling holidays, then Scandinavia used to be the promised land, with many countries there offering an eco-friendly environment and bike lanes stretching as far as the eye can see. But now it seems, in one city at least, the passion for cyclists is cooling, as Greg Mackenzie now reports from the Danish capital, Copenhagen.
Chic design, expensive food and bikes. Thousands of bikes. Copenhagen is renowned as one of the world's best cycling cities.
The droning Louise Bridge sees an estimated 35,000 cyclists stream across it every morning during the rush hour. And the city say this is one of the busiest cycling hotspots in the Western world.
Every day, more than 1 million kilometres are cycled across Copenhagen. And it's tourists as well as commuters that make up the city's pedal power. Mike Somerville runs a cycle tour company. He's taken me to one of the city's tourist hotspots, the Danish Parliament.
This is not only the heart of Copenhagen, metaphorically speaking, also the heart of Denmark. Yeah. Denmark been governed from that castle the last 600 years.
Mike says he's seen a steady increase in people coming to Copenhagen to hop on a bike and explore the sights.
And how important is it for the image of Copenhagen, cyclists and bikes?
Very important. Some come here with a strict goal, I want to do a bike tour when I'm visiting Copenhagen. I want to explore the city from bicycle perspective. Others, when they come here, they see all the bikes and people cycling, happy faces, so they end up themselves exploring Copenhagen from bicycle perspective.
Bike lanes cover the city, but in recent months there have been some rumblings of opposition to the ever-expanding cycle network. In local elections last month, bike lanes and transport policy were a major talking point. Per Alesleff was the mayoral candidate for centre-right party Venstre, hoping to take over the transport department. During the campaign, she warned that car owners were being punished by transportation policy.
The issue here is that there's a lot of Copenhageners that actually need their car, and they need to be able to commute by car. Biking culture is very huge in Denmark and in Copenhagen. And we have to make a balance between the public transportation, the bikers, and also the people who go by car.
As well as motorists, Per has warned that Copenhagen risks losing companies to the suburbs or further afield without adequate provision for cars.
I think it could be damaging in the future if we don't start listening to the companies and try to make it as convenient also to go by car. Try to make more parking spaces, try to make it easier to go through the city, and also try to make it less expensive to own a car in the city. Every time we make a new bike lane, we will make it more difficult for the cars to park. So that would be the next fight.
Peer didn't manage to win power over transportation. It went to this man, Morten Karbol from left-wing party Enhedslisten.
I have a huge respect for Pia Allerslev, but I think that is rubbish. What a green traffic policy will mean is actually to increase mobility in Copenhagen, and that will enhance businesses and enhance the possibilities they have in Copenhagen today, not decrease. So I must say I disagree. Of course we have to prioritize, and if we want more bicycle lanes, then yes, we will have to remove some of the car parking that we have today.
Morten assures us the future of Copenhagen cycle lanes is safe, but it's not just those in City Hall who have been debasing bike lanes. Christiania is one of Copenhagen's biggest tourist draws, an estimated 2 million visit each year. A free town in the centre of the city, residents set up their own society in an old military base here in 1971. The town created and manufactures the iconic Christiania bike, so why are residents threatening protests over a planned cycle lane?
And you can see bicycles are already here, but they respect pedestrians, and it wouldn't be like that with the bicycle lane.
Tanya Fox, a resident here since she was 4 years old, showed me the planned path. She's concerned that the route is too narrow and too busy already.
Most of all, we're concerned for people's safety, and I think that is sort of the message that we want out there, because it feels like in Denmark nobody's listening. We believe in bicycles. Everybody wants bicycles, rather bicycles than cars. But we would like to move the planned route a few hundred meters.
However, Tanya's suggestion is for the city to build a tunnel and suspension bridge on a different route across the water, one that would come with a far higher price tag for the city.
Wouldn't that be incredibly expensive for the city council?
Well, I don't know exactly the price of that. I believe it would be more expensive having accidents every day.
The City Council has so far rejected Christiania's suggestions and does plan to go ahead with the cycle lane. As Copenhagen pushes ahead with cycle expansion, a number of other cities across the globe have had their own debates over cycle lanes and their role in city life. In London, a series of recent deaths on the city's cycle superhighways has led to calls for a change in the way rush hour traffic is managed. 6 cyclists were killed during a 2-week period in November. And in New York, cycle lanes have stirred fierce debate in a city where space on the roads is at a serious premium.
You feel much more safe and secure in the bike lanes.
Well, I have a car in the city as well, and I'm not super crazy about the idea of, lanes that have been moved over completely and the areas where cyclists have completely taken over.
Does biking improve the city? That I don't know. I think that's to be seen.
As for Copenhagen, the man in charge of cycling policy is in no doubt that despite recent rumblings, bikes and bike lanes are the future of the city.
Already today, more people in Copenhagen bike than anything else. So bicycling is the future of Copenhagen.
Greg Mackenzie reporting on Denmark's bike backlash. And as ever, we'd love to hear what you think on that story and what impact the current craze for cycling is having on your city. Our email address is fasttrack@bbc.com. And we're also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter and Pinterest. Now though, let's have a look at the travel headlines from the last 7 days.
Torrential rain has swept through the Cuban capital of Havana, killing 2 people. The bad weather led to the closure of the famous Malecon Seaside Boulevard, which was lashed by stormy waves. Many streets remain submerged as authorities assess the damage. Weeks of heavy rain have caused part of a wall to collapse in the ancient Roman city of Pompeii. Plaster has also fallen from the ornately frescoed house of the small fountain. A $142 million restoration project for the historic area was launched earlier this year.
Well, rain and general weather conditions are part of the problem, but the real reason for the bad state of Pompeii is the lack of a loving maintenance, something that should be done daily to preserve such an important site.
Un sito così importante.
And finally, officials in Madrid are holding auditions for buskers in a bid to improve the quality of street music and reduce noise levels. High rates of unemployment across Spain mean the competition for permits is fierce. Those auditioning have just 5 minutes to impress the panel.
Well, that's it for now, but after the break, Carmen will be here with her tips on the best apps for fussy foodies. And we're off to Zambia, ditching the Jeep for a walking safari.
But are they not worried by the sound of our crunching feet and our voices?
I don't think they are, because if you look at them, they're like moving the ear independently from one side to the other, trying to be sure exactly where they're getting the noise from. Okay. But they're pretty much relaxed.
Hi there, you're watching Online Check-In, the fast-track guide to all that's trending in travel on the web and in your app store. I'm Carmen Roberts. Now let me tell you, since becoming a mum, holidays aren't what they used to be. Gone are the days of lounging by the pool working on my tan. Now I've got to keep the little one entertained. And let me tell you, that's no mean feat. So the likes of Mini Time is like music to my motherly ears. It's a family-focused travel startup that's got trip planning tools specifically targeted at kids. Type in your children's ages and it will offer up a load of different activities in your destination, making it easier to plan a complicated getaway with a brood of varying ages. My one gripe is that it's only got reviews for the USA, Canada, the Caribbean and Mexico. Another broader trip planning site based further afield in India is helping bloggers become tour guides. On Tripato, people can write travel stories in a structured format, such as the type of trip, cost, duration, as well as a detailed itinerary, so you don't have to trawl a load of different blogs and sites, and you can also ask the author questions. The Asian content, particularly from India, on this site is extensive, but some parts of the world aren't featured at all. Hopefully there will be a larger community of travellers and writers as it grows with time. So once you've got your holiday inspiration, you might want to connect with a local tour operator to book activities on the ground. Well, TripMe can put you directly in touch. It'll save you money by cutting out the travel agent middleman, and you won't spend the first day of your holiday running around finding tours. TripMe has vetted a whole host of authorised local agents, and you can liaise directly to personalise your itinerary. But it relies on a certain amount of trust that these are the best local agents with the best deals. Of course, when you hit the ground at a destination, if you're anything like me, you'll want to sample the local culinary delights. So here's an app for the dedicated foodie. Food Spotting gives you user-generated restaurant recommendations for an array of cities around the world. Just open it up, search for whatever dish you fancy, and it shows all the best places to find it within a certain radius. And of course, there's also an oldie but a goodie, Urban Spoon, that now has editorially curated lists incorporated into the app. So you can now search for restaurants that have won awards, as well as the usual food critic reviews. But these are mainly concentrated in the United States and the UK. There weren't any restaurants in Asia last time I checked. But if you are in these locations, you can also book a table through the app too. Of course, beware of those data roaming charges if you are out and about on holiday and trying to snare yourself a seat at the hottest table in town. What's your favourite food app or website? Or if you've got any other handy travel tips, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at fasttrack@bbc.com. Or if email isn't your thing, you can find us on Facebook, or just keep it simple and drop us a line on Twitter. Tweet of the week time now. An airline gossip spotted this unorthodox tourism video from a tiny town in the Abruzzo Mountains in Italy. Yep, the town of Castrovalva has just 19 permanent residents, and they're all out and dancing in the streets to Donna Summer. And finally, it seems airlines are wising up to the fact that passengers tune out when the safety video comes on. So Delta's is the latest to get a festive revamp. While it seems Air New Zealand is giving the Comedy Channel a run for its money. Its latest in-flight safety video features everyone's favourite old-timer Betty White. Enjoy. See you next time.
So, this is safety old school style.
What did she say?
Make sure any items by your feet are pushed well under the seat in front of you.
Gavin McLeod, what's in the box?
It's a priceless antique.
What is it?
Your sense of humor.
Carmen Roberts with a little help there from my favourite golden girl, Betty White. Now, if you've ever fancied walking in lion country or coming within a few hundred metres of an endangered rhino, then stay tuned because our next stop this week is Zambia. This is the country that trailblazed the walking safari, taking travellers into the African bush for a more intimate experience of the African wilderness. Michelle Yanachan has been walking where the wild things are.
Zambia's star attraction has long been Victoria Falls, the UNESCO World Heritage Site that it shares with Zimbabwe. Both countries benefit immensely from the numbers of tourists who come to see this impressive natural wonder. This is Mose Otonya National Park, which follows the serpentine banks of the Zambezi River. This country is a pioneer in the walking safari. We put on our trekking shoes, left our 4x4 safari vehicle, and we're heading into the bush, looking for a more intimate experience of the African wilderness. Accompanied by one of the park's armed rangers, and a guide, Amin Goma, who briefed me on some of the rules of the bush, including not stressing animals by giving them a clear path to escape, and never running. He was not only on hand to point out game, but also trees and plants, birds and insects, animal tracks and droppings.
So if you look at the place itself, there's just a lot of activities that has happened. Okay. Firstly, when an elephant feeds on stuff, they the digestion system is not that good. So small fruits like these, they do just come straight out through. But then there are two major animals that scatter the dung. There's mainly the baboon, they look for the fruit, and also monkeys go out looking for the fruit. And also sometimes you get guinea fowls as well, scattering the dung to just get insects or termites.
A typical walk may be only 5 kilometres over 3 or 4 hours because there are frequent stops to discuss points of interest.
Yeah, that would be one dominant male. Maybe there could be other sub-adult males also with the group there.
Yeah.
Well blended, just below the low branch there.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, if we were on the road, we would never see them.
No, you wouldn't. These little things that make safari more enjoyable.
It's the interpretive and tactile nature of these walks which set it apart. A good guide will also share knowledge about how local communities engage with the bush to survive.
Animals feed off the inner nut, like this one they've cracked open. But then here also, traditionally also, we make use of the things around us. Like the nut of this one, we go out like in summer around now when the fruits are dry, we get as much as we can, then crack them open. The fruit is very, very dry.
Okay.
If it was very fresh, it's going to be like the size of a peanut, yes. And just tasting it, it tastes so good. It has a very nice flavor. And then putting it in vegetables, just makes it different.
Walking safaris try to pull visitors away from the concept of list ticking, the quest to photograph the cats and notch up the big 5. But Zambia is coming to realise that the walking safari is one way it stands out from its neighbours.
One of the key areas that we need to do more on as a country is marketing. As you know, we haven't done very well in the area of marketing. And so this is a great opportunity. We think it is much more sustainable and it is much more people-centered.
But are they not worried by the sound of our crunching feet and our voices?
I don't think they are, because if you look at them, they're like moving the ear independently from one side to the other, trying to be sure exactly where they're getting the noise from.
Okay.
But they're pretty much relaxed.
And this is the kind of thing that you can see on a walking safari. Rhino often stay well away from the road, quite skittish and shy animals. We've come across them.
It may not all be headline sightings, but it is a more intimate experience of the wilderness without the noise of an engine nor the pollution of exhaust fumes.
On the ground, you're much more in tune to nature and the signs of nature versus being on the back of a vehicle. But on the other side of the coin is you do see a limited amount on foot, just simply because of the amount of ground you can cover in a vehicle versus on foot. So that's probably the primary difference. You will see a lot more on a vehicle, but you'll see a lot less, but a lot more up close and personal on foot.
Michelle having a close encounter with a few rhinos. And that's it for this week. Next week,
Ahead were 33 days, nearly 8,000 miles on one of the longest, toughest rallies undertaken in a vintage or classic car.
This is actually where you've been spending the night.
Cold is really starting to get to me. My back's killing me, my toes are freezing, my fingers feel like they're going to drop off.
until then, don't forget you can keep up with all our travels on our website, bbc.com/fasttrack, and from there you can follow the links to our Facebook, Twitter and Pinterest feeds. But for now, from me, Fiona Foster, and the rest of the Fast Track team, thank you for watching and goodbye.